Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. To those who are new, my name is Alpha. So if you are new to this channel, please subscribe, share my videos, also download my application. Now we are in episode 17. So you want to fetch the profiles. I just created the card view and the constraint layout inside, and also image view with a 120 width and the height of 100. Then the username, and this username is text size is 20 and it's a bold, color in black. So and I imagine it start at 3. So if this image is too big, then we will reduce the width and the height. So for now, let's start. So we want to call the card view. So you want to corner radius. So we'll make this card view to 15 dp. So now you want to wrap the content here. Then you give the ID. Then we call this a card view. Okay, so then we copy this text. Okay, so it's a simple. I just created this, then I will implement. A view holder. Then we want to extend this to recycle view. Then we create a constructor. So it's fine. Then here you want to call the public. Then you say text view. Then here you want to call the description. Also you want to call the so in this image, this is the image view. Okay, so we'll call the username. Okay, so you are done here. You can close this. Now we want to create a utils of our profiles. Then you can say under utils, then you say new, then you say class, then you can say profiles. Okay, then you enter, implement serialization. Then here I'll create a public string. Then in this string at first you want it's a username. No, we want to use the original items, and which is under profiles. So we come here, then we use these ones. Okay, so this one is ready, so let's close this. Now let's come back to adapter. Ngiyemba imba inyanga. Okay, so you are done with the cancel the profile adapter. So let's come to fragment cancel. Okay, so we'll remove this. So you want to create the database. Then we call this a cancel database. Cancel database, or we can say vehicle. So now I just we want to go to fragments of our cancel. Then we want to add the nested scroll view here. Let's go back to cancel fragments. So as you see, I just added this. Also, I just initialize this data and the database here of our vehicle. So now we want to call the nested scroll view. Okay, so we want to initialize this. Okay, so it's now fine. So you can use this password to download the source code. Here, this progress bar, it will continue when the data is not captured, but this one is invisible. So if we scroll the data at the end, then we make this scroll view visible after scrolling up to 8 items. So as you see, I change this count to, if the nested scroll will count up to 8, then at the end it will load new data. So as you see in the database here, I just I'm capturing 8 items. Also after this key will also capture 8 items. So let's test our app and see if it is working. So I'll save the project, then I'll run on my phone. So the app is now successfully installed. So let me log in using a Castle email. So I'm getting an error here. This error, it comes from recycle view on which there is no reference. So we need to check the reference on which, if it says the reference, we check our initialize on which, if we come here, it's a recycle view which has a problem. So we come to recycle view, then we check to initialize this. So if I come here, then as you see, this is recycle view, and on my fragments I just called the recycle view products on which is wrong, so I will remove this. Okay, so it's now recycle view, and this side is here recycle view. So now it's fine. Let's try to run again and check if we get one profile that we created. Let's just wait and see if we get the data, but now there is no error. I got all the data is fine, and we need to adjust the image, this profile. So we need to add we want to fix the size here, so we want to scale the image, then we set a sender. Also we want to change the description, profile description height. So let's make it 16 dp. You come to profile, so we say profile here, then we say business location, so we say business location. Okay, so location, or the user will write the city and the location at the same time. Then we come to description, so let's check if we made a maximum. So we need a maximum length here on our description, so we'll say a max length. So the description can be 200 characters, or you can add to 150, so it's up to you. You can say 150. Okay, so now it's fine, and let's close this. Okay, so you are done here. Then I want to show you, if you want to you can copy the database. So paste here, then you change this database to clothing. As you see, it's changed the names and it's now a clothing. So you can change also here, then you call this a clothing profiles. So you use the same name that you used for clothing profiles. As you see, it's a clothing profile, so it must be the same as for clothing database. Okay, so then you can use you can try to use the same castle adapter for all these fragments. Then if it's failing, then you can duplicate the adapter. Also, if you want to duplicate to make it easy for these fragments, what you can do, you can come to castle fragments, then you want to add this to clothing fragments. As you see, it's empty, so you can just delete this fragment, clothing profile fragments. Then we paste this, then we say a clothing profile fragment, then you rename. Okay, so after this, then you come to the database that you created, then you change here. So let's change this database to clothing database. Then also here you remove this error by calling a clothing database. So after adding this database, so I decided to change all information. So you come to clothing profile, then you rename the profile to vehicles. Also you create the clothing utils and the grocery utils. Then after that you duplicate the adapter, castle adapter to clothing profile. So if I come to clothing adapter, then inside this clothing adapter, you need to change everything for vehicle. From the start you change the vehicle. Also you come here to the context, you change the set items, then also profile of the data. So you change everything to profile to clothing. Then if you are creating for grocery, then you change everything to grocery. After that we come to the database, so we check the clothing of the database. As you see, it's calling the vehicle. It's because it's inserting this data to vehicle, so that's why I wanted to change everything. So we change this to clothing, so that will be inserted to clothing items. Then we import the class. So here we set this value to clothing, so that we'll keep the string inside the clothing, the key inside the clothing. So we need the clothing adapter. We need the clothing profile adapter. Also, we want to initialize it here. So it's a clothing profile adapter. Then we come here to load data. We change again this to clothing. So it's a clothing utils. Then we import this class. We also change this vehicle to clothing. So it's now fine, there's no error. So it will work now. It will load the data. Yes, so because my database is storing, if the database capture everything, then it stores it to utils. So we need to make it clear for the adapter, so that the adapter will not get confused. So I think this one will work well to initialize all the data. So let me run the project and we'll let you know if it's working. My code, I know it's working fine, on which I will try to, on the next video we'll separate the fragments type, so that if we swipe or we remove the view packer, then we use the tab menu to click manually, and so that each fragment will load the data when the user clicks the menu tab. I think that one can work well. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, also share my videos. See you in the next video, episode 18, so that we fix this fragments error. Thank you.